Dr. Joel, you can start.
Okay. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, everyone. You are welcome again to our monthly African conference. My name is Ambassador Dr. Joel Olaniyan. I will be your host today. We are here on the platform of IIU, the International Internship University. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, International Internship University, it's a renowned, it's an household name now. It's a renowned university where education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing worth knowing can be taught. International Internship University, IIU, is building a better and brighter future for all young learners and is committed to providing better and virtual education to all the young learners of the globe. IIU is metamorphosing the conventional education system by cutting down the additional cost and providing access to more than 1,000 courses and internship to their e-learners across over 195 countries and 6 continents. Throughout the year, with over 150 offices around the world, International Internship University is united in the commitment to provide exclusively free education to all children and the youth of this world under this global hub. IIU has been accredited and affiliated with the World Education Organization, WEC, WEO, and International Accreditation Organization, IAC, and collaborated with all the world's top university and educational institutions through the platform of massive open online courses, MQOC. IIU provides various certificates, including diploma, graduation, post-graduation diploma, post-graduation courses, and honorary doctorates. IIU has received many accreditations as per international standards for their innovation, vision, creative ideas, research, and white paper publication. And IIU is under the leadership of Sir Piyush Pandit, who is a visionary leader and through whom we are benefiting today in the world of education. IIU is having board members and executives, among whom we have Dr. Roshni Lal, who is a trustee. We also have our dear Professor Nada, who is also a board member, and our Vice Chancellor, who is Professor Academician, Prof. Charles Ebhoria. And we have also the IIU Chancellor, who is also Professor Elizabeth. All of these wonderful people are working day and night tirelessly to bring education to everybody around the world free of cost. So on this note, I want to welcome you again to this monthly conference. We are going to start with an opening prayer. We are going to crave the indulgence of our dear Professor Dr. Elizabeth Lucas Afolalu to give us the opening prayer. And thereafter, we will have the welcome address from our Vice Chancellor, Professor Charles. Thank you very much for joining us, Professor Elizabeth.
Thank you so much for this wonderful occasion. Thank you so much for inviting me to join this great event. Thank you so much for our founder, the founder of IIU, Sir Piyush Pandit. I also want to say thank you to our African IIU Continental Head, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Charles. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And also thank you so much, Dr. Joel, and my wonderful board member of IIU, Professor Nada. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much as well for acknowledging Professor Dr. Ambassador Mary. from South Africa. We are marching on, and the gate of hell will not prevail. We thank you for this occasion. We thank you for this opportunity to come together, share together, grow together, learn together, and impact into other people's life. Father, we do not take this platform for granted, because it's a great platform for us to increase in knowledge, to upgrade our knowledge, and also to keep on renewing our mindset. We thank you. We give you all the glory. Yes, we are still expecting more people to come and join us. And we believe that in respect of every challenges they'll be facing in terms of electricity, in terms of connectivity, Father, Lord, you will still make them to be here so that we can learn together. We also want to appreciate the founder, the visionary of IIU, Sir Piyush Pandit. We thank you for good health upon his life. We thank you for the blessing of God upon his life. We thank you because he's chosen to do this, to organize this IIU for every one of us to learn together. We say, Father God, bless his family, bless him, and bless all the IIU core team. We pray that this event or this webinar that we are doing today will be successful. We thank you. You start with us and you will finish with us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, Professor Elizabeth, for the wonderful prayers. Now we want to listen to the welcome address by our dear Vice Chancellor, Professor Charles. Welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you again today, sir.
Thank you very much, my able moderator and our able Assistant Secretary General, Africa. I appreciate God for your life. I thank God for God has given you that grace, and you keep on giving you that grace as far as you are always with him. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, able Excellency. It's a pleasure meeting us once again, the month of July, a perfected month, a month that is for the eagles, a month that is for those who want to achieve greatness in life. Today is a great day. We want to showcase the glory of God in Africa. And I thank God for my able excellencies, speakers that have joined us to showcase together Africa. And we have a topic before us. Our topic before us, strategies for integrating sustainability into the curriculum and educational practice. What are we saying here? Educational practices is very vital to humanity, so as to enlighten people what they should know. And the purpose of deliberate practice is to achieve high level of expert performance. Practices keep you in touch with how difficult and slow real progress can be, thereby helping you set reasonable expectations and timelines for other areas of your life. Studies also show that due to deliberate practices, an individual will experience high achievement. Practices help us to expound self-awareness that makes you choose and gives your life focus. Practices give you hope for possibilities. If you want to get better at practices, it's up to you. Only you can apply the specific focus required to take your skills in the next level. A course of study that will enable the learner to acquire specific knowledge and skills is called curriculum in practice. and it consists of the roadmap or guardians of any given discipline. Sustainable curriculum is based on the principles of transport and change, not just knowledge. Education for all, lifelong learning system. System thinking, which is the highlighting connections between environmental, economic, social, and political system. Envisioning a better future, which is problem solving and critical thinking. When we talk of educational practice, these are policies, activities, and curriculum that are intended to indicate the quality of education and student outcomes. Educational practice are effective instruments and curriculum built on students' thinking, provide opportunity for both innovation and practice, and ask students. Sustainability education, also called Education for Sustainable Development, ESD, addresses interconnected global challenges, including climate change, loss of biodiversity, and unsustainable use of resources and inequality. Sustainable schools aim to consume less natural resources, such as energy, water, and produce less waste, striving to make them resources efficient and effective institution. Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. Environmental sustainability includes the areas surrounding transport, energy, electricity, fuel, oil, gas, solar, wind, thermal, cold, water, biodiversity, the flora and fauna, resources like computer, paper, ink, to reduce their use and their disposal as waste pollution, and other resources and packaging, being a conscious consumer. Note, sustainability development goals, SDGs, aim to transform our world. What then are the strategies for integrating sustainability into curricular and educational practices? 1, give credit for internship. What do I mean? Internship is necessary in any good universities because it gives room for students to complete their major. During the summer, existing internship opportunity abound for students interested in environmental studies. Kudos to IIU, whose one of the vision is to provide internship to every student to get the experience of the corporate world and enable them to tackle real-life problems. Our primary motive lies in strengthening activities that spread awareness of social, cultural, and traditional values. Strategy for integrating sustainability into curriculum and educational practices. 2, set up an eco-rep program. What do I mean by this eco-rep program? This is a process of engaging students on sustainability and spread outreach in the student population through peer-to-peer education, which help to drive participants in energy contents and recycling contests, monitoring sustainability behavior, and be ambassador of the school's sustainability program. Kudos to IIU, who also has in our vision enormous courses structured on the Sustainability Development Goals, SDG, another initiative of the United Nations. We also create a transformative educational experiences from young learners to adults, focus on deep disciplinary knowledge, problem solving, leadership, communication, interpersonal skills, and personal health and well-being, as demanded by SDG to make a transformed world. The third strategy, we have attend a conference. Attend a conference. The better way to learn the latest developments in the field and network with professionals is to attend conference, just as we are having now. Kudos to IIU, who always give us the opportunity to have this program on a monthly basis. Since 1 or 2 years ago, as we have professionals from different countries who will share their great knowledge with us on this topic. Attending conference is a non-threatening way to get them some education and inspiration on the latest events in the area of sustainable education. Another strategy to apply is to invite speakers. What do I mean by that? Here, we invite practitioners, as we are doing now, to enlighten us on the current happening so as to transform the world. My able professionals and the distinguished speakers, you are welcome. Another strategy to apply is for integrating sustainability in curriculum and educational practices is to take advantage of independent study. Yes, taking advantage of independent study as a vehicle to nurture students is key. Students can also conduct independent study in the group. It is great to conduct interdisciplinary study, bridging the students' interest in environmental studies with the arts, humanities, and social sciences. Another strategy to apply is to go on field trip. Field trips. What do I mean by that? As usual, seeing is believing, and students always remember a field trip to the local recycling plants long after they have forgotten the written material from the class. It is paramount to always take students on field trip. Kudos to IIU, promoting IIU BCAP. What do I mean by BCAP? The biggest international knowledge exchange program, taking students and lecturers for a trip. We are going to have one now from 25 of this month to 31st of this month. Most of them are there in the trip. I would have been there just because of logistic reasons. Another point to take note among the strategy is the campus can be used as laboratory, as a lab. The student camp is a wonderful place to apply sustainability practices learned in the classroom. Students can ask to produce the university greenhouse gas inventory or manageable projects that will advance campus sustainability or produce entire climate action plan for their university or implement a plan composting or storm water management. Another point to take note is to encourage students to study abroad. What do I mean by that? Schools with resources can consider sending their faculty abroad to lead research and teaching in the environmental studies. Another strategy, integrating sustainability into curriculum and educational practices, also give us the opportunity to utilize the sustainability officer and other staff, because sustainability officer is a knowledgeable professional with real world experience who can be called on to work in the classroom or the virtual room to give presentation, conduct orientation, and lead workshop on sustainability to raise awareness among students, faculty, and staff. Kudos to IIU who are efficient and effective in carrying out these tasks. The last but not the least, development faculty or develop faculty. Here, there is need to organize a faculty development workshop by inviting faculty from other universities who have experience teaching sustainability in their discipline to come teach your faculty, to conduct retreat, seminars, workshops, used as a vital time to reflect and discuss about the curriculum. Kudos to IIU who does this on a daily basis. In conclusion, the sustainability environmental addresses the issue that environmental education covers. They are a call to action to end poverty and inequality, to protect the planet and ensure that all people enjoy health, justice, and prosperity. I appreciate all the listeners. I have our great guest speakers who will throw more light on this great topic, student education, strategies for integrating sustainability into curriculum and educational practices. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Well. Another wonderful introductory speech from our Vice Chancellor, IIU Africa. And we thank you so much, Prof. You have said so many things. I believe as we go on to dissect the topic of sustainable education, we are going to be taking them one by one. At least let me mention three. One of the practices, the environmental studies, field trips, and the study abroad resonated with me, in as much as we know that education has to do with teaching and learning, raising global leaders. So thank you very much, Professor Charles Ebhoria, for your speech. That is setting us ahead already for the conference. To those who have joined us on Facebook, you are welcome once again. There is going to be a certificate of attendance, so please stay with us. After the conference, you can send me a private message if you have attended the conference, and then your certificate will be issued to you. We want to move ahead with the next speaker for today, which is going to be our trustee, Dr. Roshni Lal. She is not here virtually present with us, but she did a wonderful video that we are going to play right now so that all of us can tune into that. So just give me a moment to bring up the video.
Dr. Joel, it is not coming yet. Please try to click again.
Is it coming up now?
No, no, Dr. Joel, no.
But I have shared it.
Click on it, click on it.
Is it up?
We see your desktop and you are on the video. You need to click to open.
Okay. Can I share directly for the file or?
Yes, you can share it, Dr. Joel, you can share it from your desktop. Just click on your desktop.
Is it up now?
Yes, it will be good. Did you put the sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Dear Africa, hello everyone. I, Dr. Roshni Lal, the trustee of International Internship University, all the way from Australia. Thank you so much for the invitation, Professor Charles, the Vice Chancellor of International Internship University. I am truly honored to have been included in this conference. It is very important that sustainable education is well entrenched in the curriculum and everyday practice in our life. In this ever-changing world, managing our ecosystem and creating a sustainable future seems to be one of the biggest challenges facing humanity. This challenge is further enhanced by ignorance or apathy of people towards the concept of sustainability. In most cases, students who are our future generation are left without the insight, commitment, or even understanding their role and responsibilities toward creating any meaningful beliefs and actions related to sustainability. In addition, I would like to say sustainability education is becoming crucial, mainly for young generations, so that they have an understanding of concepts such as economic prosperity, resource equity, energy uses, and environment health and concerns. To conclude, education for sustainable development is an approach to education that emphasizes the importance of humans living in harmony with the earth and empowers people to change the way they think and work towards sustainable future. Thank you all for your time. Your attention is appreciated. Thank you, Africa.
Yes, yes. Great speech by our trustee. Great speech, great speech. Thank you so much, Dr. Roshni Lal, for taking time to share with us on this wonderful event. Thank you very much. You told us that being at peace with earth to live together is also part of sustainable education and development. Thank you very much. We want to continue with the program. The next is again one of our elite members, board members of IIU, a very heartwarming and welcoming person, Professor Nada Rajkovic from Croatia. She is the co-founder of IIU Europe. She is the president of IIU Research Center. She is the country director of IIU Croatia, and she's a board member of International Internship University. She's an assistant professor on Faculty of Economics, Business and Tourism, professor mentor in IVET School. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to welcome on board Professor Nada Rajkovic to give us our own bit of the topic that we have today. Welcome, Professor Nada.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Dr. Joel. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you, great Professor Charles, our Vice Chancellor, for this amazing IIU Africa virtual conference on a very important topic. I want to thanks to all our great audience here, who is with us and this supporting us. Without you, this conference would not have a sense. I want to thanks to our founders, Piyush Pandit, who is in a big job preparing the biggest interactive program, the BICAP. Professor Charles already said that. So you are all welcome in India to join the BICAP. You still have time, few days are till the starting of the BICAP. What to say about this sustainable education? I'm an educator, professor, working on the university and working also in a high school. I can say that my mission is really education. I give myself 100% to the education, to learning the students, to sharing my knowledge. So investing also every day in my knowledge. We cannot talk about education if we don't say it is sustainable. Everything today is sustainable. We need to live on a sustainable way. So I want to share very quickly one presentation in curricula. We need to involve all our projects, and yes, in every subject what we are doing, even it is calling accounting, statistics, informatics, marketing, any subject in the curricula, you need to put this part of the SDGs, because no poverty, being well-being, decent growth, partnerships, affordable clean energy. Each one needs to be involved in the subjects. So the students, we are giving them the awareness about this. And yes, all events, all international events, you need to celebrate with your students and do the project, because acting is important, not only speaking. We want to see the actions worldwide. First, you need to start in your school, in your university, in your country, me in Europe, and then worldwide. And we are really doing that. This year, we in Europe is a year of the skills. So innovation, inventions, that is what we are doing with our students. Last year was a beautiful, sustainable future. So I want to share a presentation. It is really long, but I will go a little faster through it and show only few things that we are doing and how we need to do, we educators, what we need to do and how to encourage our students, because the students are our future. So sustainable future we can only make it if we have a dream school. What it means, a dream school in Croatia, supporting all 17 SDGs, getting a lot of funds from European Union. Welcome to my town. This is my beautiful town. This is the town where I am living. This is my high school. Here you see my high school. Also, I will show what I do with the students in the high school. So first, we are doing the meetings. We cannot start nothing without the meetings. We need to have a conversation with all our staffs, especially psychology, sociology, and we are doing that in the library. This is the green digital transition in a new normal. So this was 2020. We have climate change. 2021, media literacy. 2022, our sustainable future. And now, 2023, we have innovation. So these are the way how you are acting, collaborating with the schools in other countries. So this was one project called e-twinning project, Breathe Deeply, Think Clearly. We are taking awareness, my partners from Turkey, from Romania, from from Portugal. I'm collaborating with all from around the globe. And yes, it is not, we are talking about the digitalization, digital transformation. We can also make projects without digital tools. You see, if your students have can do have are in art good, they can make also this. You see, that works from the students. You need to encourage them in the flipped classroom, and you cannot do this in the normal, in the regular school. They are doing this at home. So green money, green tomorrow, planting, uh, making project dissemination. If you don't disseminate your project, it is like you didn't do nothing. E for greater tomorrow. I'm getting so many money from the European Union for the projects. So we are doing on that way, and we have the money to make this project then. This is a beautiful nature. We are protecting our beautiful nature. Croatia is a rich country with water. We are getting electricity from solar, from the water. We are getting them. We are planting. We are doing this with the students. We are involving the students with special needs. We are talking about the inclusive education. How can you talk about the inclusive education if you don't involve the students? These students are our students, and they are partners with my students in all our projects, what we are doing. We are volunteering, we are making humanitarian actions, and we are really acting. So all events, Earth Day, Environment Day, learning about the plants, working in the tents, recycling, what it means recycling, how to re-waste the food, what is the impact of transportation for the environment, how we need to do in the environment. See here in the digital lab, we are thinking, we are planning our activities, we are making our own projects. We have also IIU has now a big eco village, has a big school in St. James St. School International. It will now be a big convocation at the BICAP. We are also having a project called Eco Ethno Village Sinanye. We want smart villages. We don't want only smart cities. Every city can be smart. It is big. Has a huge citizens. We want the youth to stay in the rural parts of our country, offering them the jobs, the everything what a smart city can do. So we have activities, we are planning weddings, we are doing sport activities, everything we are doing and taking care about the internet rules, making project Erasmus projects. We are always moving from for another countries. We are discovering our opportunities and brushing our skill. We are in the media. We are always in the media. We are talking. We are acting. Everything we are doing. So many projects. Why a project-based learning? We want to improve the learning. We want the recognition to raise the image of the institutions. We want a unique professional development experience for the students. So that is a sustainable future. That is a new European Bauhaus. That is a future of a school, enriching, sustainable, inclusive. New European Bauhaus, what it means. Our future needs to be beautiful, sustainable, together. That is the way how we are doing. This was a topic last year, but our future is always sustainable. Now we are involving the innovations in this sustainable future. So making meeting, class-to-class virtual exchange experience using different ICT tools. So why ICT tools? If we want to make our own web page, my students know all of this. They know all these digital tools. So they know designing, they know printing, they know making newspapers, they know how to make advertising. So full whole marketing, everything. So let you see here, what is this? Why are we raising? We have our aims, we have always the results. We want the results. We want this. We are involving in this beautiful future. And yes, green money. Why green money? Because we want the money to be green. We want the money that can be recycled. We want the new look of the money. So now in Europe, the Europe is in the phase of making new money. So I hope the money will really be the money like green money. So let us see green club activities, VR environment, virtual reality. We are talking today about the emerging trends in education. Are we doing that? Are we doing all educators that emerging trends and trying to learn that? I'm sure that many still don't do that, but we need to encourage all. We need to encourage all because how can you be an educator if you are not educating yourself and if you don't give the best of yourself to your students and your students need to have the best result. So you see, we are working with different partners. This is what we mean when we say put it in a curriculum. We want a sustainable school garden. How can a sustainable school garden look? We want to build a pool to store rainwater. So catching this water, we will get water for these plants. We are making bird houses. We want to build a greenhouse. These ideas, these ideas are ideas of our students. These are what they want. So we need to have a feeling for them. We need to hear them because their voice is for us important. Their ideas are very important. And always write your students' ideas. Maybe today it cannot be realized, but who knows? For 1 month, for 3 months, you can make a realization of that project. Listen always the voice of your students. So school building, they don't like the school buildings, but using solar, we can make the heat school building. If environmentally sustainable buildings can minimize building environment impact. We want to protect the faculty and staff in school building workers. So you see how many ideas. These were ideas from our Turkey partners. And their ideas need to be all our idea. Energy efficiency. We are living in a 21st century. Today, unfortunately, we see that we still have so many problems with the network. Metaverse needs 5G, 6G. Now it's summer, it's so hot, so many countries don't have electricity, so many countries have still a problem with the network. So what we are talking, what we are doing, we need to be, our voice need to be here in the government, in the policy makers need to give us and give us the possibility to have this energy efficiency. We have so many ideas. Our ideas need to be realized. We are stopped in the realization of our ideas, innovations, and inventions. So look here, how needs to have a classroom design. Putting all these details, all these elements, we are doing a lot of work, but I can say we are still a big optimist. We are a big optimist, and we really think that our ideas will not be only a dream. We want them to be a reality. So students go to the school on this way by skateboard, on foot, and sometimes by bike, charging buses, pedaling the bus. Don't use the car. Don't use the car, your own car. Use this and live sustainable, and that is the work. Making sketches, making plans, making brilliant ideas, making drawings. So everything is starting on this way. And I say, in any subject, in every subject, what you have like an educator, you need to work on this way. You need to work on this way. So giving them the activities, realizing the idea. You see, we have memes, we have funny, we have gamification, and each one, and still discovering very, very complicated digital programs. You see this program, It is not easy to make this in the program. So bringing the knowledge, making this co-space meetings, everything. So I think I already talk a lot. I can always talk a lot, but I want to say that we are doing actions. We are not talking real action. And I will always encourage everybody who is doing this on the same way and even on the better way. Wedding, you see how we are teaching them not only that theory. Forget the theory. We need practice. We need practice learning. We need the skills. We are brushing the skills. We want hard skills. We want soft skills. And everything needs to have this green sustainability, what I say here. In everything what we are doing voluntary actions, making healthy food, thinking about the new recipes, writing, doing, acting. So let us start here. Let us stop here. IIU is also making these big actions, planting around the world because we at IIU also have a policy. The words are not enough. Let's act together. We are strong. I will stop here. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
Wow, 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 wow. Always fantabulous. Always delivering excellently.
Thank
Of
you.
Nada. You just have taken us through the practical aspect of what it is to have sustainable education. Really,
Yes.
we need all of this if we really want to have a better world for our children, for the next generation. These are the things that we must begin to begin to implement. I cannot enumerate all that you have said. And thank you for using your country and your school as a case study here for projecting the wonderful job you are doing. Fantastic. This is
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Well done. Well done.
Thank
I
you.
pray that the Lord will continue to increase you and give you more knowledge
And
and
this is
wisdom.
Dr. Joel. This is only little thing what Nada is doing with her students, a little segment
Yes.
of the thing. So
Yes, it is little for the person who is doing it, but it's big to us that are seeing it. It's great. It's actually big. Thank you so much, Prof.
thank you.
Nada, for your presentation. It's actually very wonderful. Thank you. So we clap for you for that. So great. We want to move to our next speakers. Next speaker on the line is another great mentor, another great uh, 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 advisor, a woman of wisdom, a woman who is very passionate about living in peace, living in harmony, living together. And it is none other than our Professor Dr. Ambassador Elizabeth Lucas Afolalu, who is residing in UK, and she is a director and CEO of Yes You Can International. She's the IIU Chancellor, and she also a Global African Queen of Inspiration, award-winning author, global advisor, youth mentor, and mindset and relationship coach. She has affected many lives, impacted many lives positively, and she's here again to share with us out of a river of knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Professor Dr. Ambassador Elizabeth Lucas Afolalu on board.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Joel Olaniyo. Thank you for introducing me. Thank you once again to our visionary of IIU, Sir Piyush Pandit. Thank you for always giving us opportunity to learn and also to share. I also want to express my gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor. I think one way or the other is not on the platform yet, but I just want to appreciate the fact that we are bringing IIU to Africa and we are enjoying together. I just wish that we are many on this platform. But still, I appreciate the fact that we might be going through some challenges of electricity and also data or connectivity, and the fact that it's really heavily raining here in UK, and I've been told it's also raining in Nigeria.
Wow.
Precisely.
Yes,
So
it's raining here.
exactly. So that will make some people, but the good part of it is that this, our lecture, our sharing together is recorded so that many people can also play the music, play the video later on. What can I say about Professor Nada? Thank you so much. You've really practically shared with us, and you've made us to know that it is possible. And yes, we can.
And
This
yes,
is just
we can together do
exactly,
that.
because this is just the evidence of exactly what Professor Charles was sharing with us. It's like we've got the whole message already. I'm only here as an inspirational speaker. I mean, look at it as the way we started. We started with Professor, the Vice Chancellor, with the principle of sustaining education. And then Professor Nada broken it down and sharing with us the practicality of the theory. So have we not finished the job? We have already. But anyway,
we still need you. We still need you.
anyway, as the inspirational speaker, global inspirational speaker, maybe I will just try to add one or two things to what they've shared with us. The most important thing is for us to understand it and also to put it in practice. And Professor Nada has already shown us the way, and we just have to also practice and implement the principles in our own area, either here in UK or in Africa. We can do it, and yes, we can. So at the little time, because I don't want to overspend my time today, I just want to quickly say something, and that will come from our own inspirational nugget of wisdom. Remember, I'm an inspirational speaker, not a teacher, not an educator like Professor Nada and the Vice Chancellor, Professor Charles. So bear with me, whatever I'm sharing. It will encourage you. It will encourage you, it will inspire you, it will challenge you, and you will just continue pressing on. Knowledge is power and learning is living. So if we are talking about sustainable education, we need to remember that. And that will encourage us right from the beginning. So to keep learning is to take extra activities in learning. And mindset is everything. And that is why it is necessary that we grow our mindset and we can achieve sustainable. We can also sustain the education by our mindset and also our action. That is very important, because if you have a very fixed mindset and a negative mindset, you won't be able to move on. You won't be able to press on. You won't be able to bring new ideas to the table. You won't be able to be creative or innovative. So that is why mindset is very important. And that is why we should keep learning, because education, we advance our knowledge. Either we are the students or we are the teachers. We have to keep learning. It is an advance of our knowledge and bring creativity, innovation, and new ideas. It will also improve speciality. Look at what Professor Nada has just exhibited for us today. You can see the practicality. If we all can also bring our own ideas and also understand our ideas and implement those ideas, then it will make education a better thing for our students to enjoy. So It will improve our specialties. It will also bring further understanding, and better understanding will lead us to better and have a quality performances. It is only what you listen to, you learn, you research, you study, and you understand that will be able to implement or practice. So it is very important we get a better understanding. One of my quotes that I will share with you from Michael X said, and I quote, "Education belongs to the people who prepares for it today." And that is what we're doing on this platform of IIU. We are educating ourselves. It's not only just a four corners of a wall of a building. We are also learning on this platform. And I want to give honor to Sir Pius Pandit for creating this atmosphere for us to be able to learn and to understand and be willing to take action. So to make a change, knowledge is required. To be fulfilled in life, wisdom is needed. Wisdom is the principal thing, and in all our getting, we get a better understanding. We are the one to change the world. Myself, Professor Nada, Professor Charles, Dr. Noel, Professor Newi, and every one of us, we are the one to make the change. Just as Obama, former president of USA, have said it, we are not waiting for anyone, and we are not waiting for some time. It is right now that we can make that change in our education. And the more we put effort into it, the more we see the brighter future of education that we want to present to our next generation. And that is how we can sustain education. So better education, better understanding again, we also improve application and implementation of what was learned. Let's take, for example, we came this morning to share. Professor Charles has already labeled it, all the principles, all the strategies. And then Professor Nada presented to us that she have already started in her own country, in her own school. This is just the case, the case study for us to look the better picture and also challenge us to say it is possible for every one of us be able to do it. That is what we call sustainable of education. Better understanding. We also bring new ideas. As I'm sitting down here, if I am also an educator, like others that have a classroom assignment that they have to do, I mean, I will learn a lot from Professor Nada this morning, and I will also research more of how I can gain more revelation, more ideas, more creativities, and more innovation for me to be able to practice the principles, the strategies in my own area of specialties and even in school. So that is why this IIU platform is very important. But IIU platform opens a wide door for everyone in the world to come and learn, and also to go back to your school, your country, and practice and implement what you've learned. It's just a shame that we have few people, but the good news is the video is being recorded for everyone to continue listening. Consistent learning is the key to success. So we have to keep learning. Teachers, educators, mentors play an important role in education system. So we need to be encouraged to make a change. To change will bring efficiency, fulfillment, and better performance and satisfaction. Yes, we have to start. Yes, we have to begin somewhere. But consistency is what will make us to sustain the education. So we need to be consistent in whatever we're doing, because the more you are doing what you are doing, practicing and implementing the principle, the strategies, the more you are getting better, and even your performance is also getting better. And then on the look of it, the education itself will be better for our younger generation. So to make use of the online training to our own benefit and stop the complaint. Oh yes, because it's so easy. We are all human beings. We can complain from January to December and doing nothing. But if we make up our mind and say, yes, we can do it. Yes, you can do it. And yes, I can do it. Then make a move and make something better. No one knows everything. So that is why we are all coming together to learn, to be committed to learning. Constantly learning thoroughly is better than just learning quickly, because you cannot learn everything a whole day. We need to keep learning. And that is why IIU have established this platform, so that every month IIU Africa, we come together, we learn together, we share together, and then we go out there and implement what we've learned. We also learn from our mistakes. Trying again and again and again is accepted. It's all about process rather than the end result. You enjoy where you are, then you improve every day, and then you make it better for others, and people will learn from you. That makes it important. You can learn well and retain the knowledge for better understanding, to implement and to apply. The difference between bad and the good is the result, and it depends on the state of our mindset. There will be challenges, don't get me wrong. Like we are all having challenges of electricity and connectivity now. There will be challenges. There will be obstacles along the way when we are sustaining this education, and when we are bringing new ideas, new innovations. There will always be challenges. However, always remember that all these challenges, these failures, these mistakes, falls is for us to rise up and grow and get better and matured in person. Every challenges we face is for us to be able to be strong, to sustain the education system and also sustain every other field in our lives. You have greatness in you to become, succeed, and achieve. And yes, you can. So to improve your performances is to keep learning as an educator, as a student, as a principal, whatever profession you find yourself. To make a change in this world is to keep learning. You need to keep learning every day. Yes, you have the ideas now, but you can do it, you can learn it, you can get better, and you can practice it in every areas of your life, especially in our education system. Be the pioneer of the change in your school. Be a champion. Be the one that is leading. Be the leader, and be the one that people will see and they will learn and copy and also get better in their own way. So the give back is to keep learning. And sometimes we need to unlearn what we've learned so that we can learn new things. Be a reader, a learner, and read books, articles that can help you get closer to Professor Nada, our great president of Research Center. You will never be the same again. You will be learning consistently, constantly, and then you will get better. And then when you learn, always make sure you are practicing. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, but keep learning and keep practicing and keep implementing what you've learned. Like Professor said, always attend conferences, network with other teachers and other educators, learn from them and let them learn from you. That's the way to build. That's the way to sustain education. I won't say much, but the question I have for you today is, are you ready to renew your mindset and be educated and empowered to become role model in your areas of education? Are you ready to make a shift and make a new direction for us to sustain this education? Remember, it is not too late to reposition ourselves as an educator. It's not too late to learn new skills, and it's not too late to become the pioneer and the champion in your career. Are you ready to recognize new opportunities around education area? That's this modern world of technology around you, and embrace it. Are you ready? That is the question I'd like to throw to you today. And I want to say thank you so much for inviting me to come and share my inspirational nugget of wisdom and challenge us and improve and encourage us and inspire us in rest up of every other thing. Yes, you can turn this education into a better place. And yes, we can achieve the sustainable of education. Together we stand, and together we make that change and different. Thank you so much, Dr. Elizabeth Lucas.
Wow. Thank you so much, Prof. You know, in schools, we have counselors. And so you just gave us the bit of that. Without counselors, the school is not complete. And that is what you just did for us. We need the wisdom aspect of teaching. We can't just be teaching children morning, afternoon, and evening without sharing some knowledge, some wisdom. You told us that we should learn. And then when we learn, at a point we unlearn so that we can learn new things. So that is education, that is sustainability, that is improvement. You told us that we should continue continuous professional development. We should keep learning. I myself, for example, since I joined IIU, I have been learning and I'm getting better by the day. Thanks to the likes of Professor Nada, thanks to the likes of you, Ma, Professor Elizabeth, and also our Prof, Ambassador Marine, that will soon come up to also share some of the wisdom that we all have to enjoy together. So thank you so much again, Professor Elizabeth. You have done justice to the topic. Don't say you are not an educator again. So you have enlightened us, you have motivated us to continue learning. So we will do that.
Dr. Joel, she's the best educator. She don't,
Yes,
she's the best
yes,
educator.
she is actually, she's the best educator. And we
Yes, and
appreciate
she
her.
don't want to say that, but she is the best.
Oh yes, I totally agree. I totally agree. You know, after you have learned all the one, two, three, after you have learned all the ABCs, when you get to the crossroad of life, you will need wisdom. You will need guidance. And people like Professor Elizabeth, they are always there to guide you. Do this, go away. So it is part of it. We are here for each other. We complement each other. And that is what we are doing. We are thanking IIU again for bringing us together. You see, if there was no IIU, I couldn't have met Professor Nada. I couldn't have met Professor Elizabeth. I couldn't have met Professor Marine that will share with us. So this is wonderful. So to our viewers and attendees who are listening to us, these are global speakers. These are international bespoke speakers that God has just given to us on the platter of gold through the platform of IIU. So do not take it for granted. When you see Prof. Nada talking, I'm telling you what she just shared with us. She can deliver that and earn thousands of dollars. Yes, but she's doing it for free with us. What Professor Elizabeth has shared with us, she could hear thousands of euros because of that, but she decided to share it. So do not take it for granted. Always visit IIU platform, go and learn, and also share what you have learned with others. That is the way we grow. That is the way we improve our world. So don't forget, if you're attending this conference, please send me a private message that you have attended. I will check, and then your certificate will be issued to you. Thank you again for following. We want
Dr.
to
Joel,
continue.
we will put the link. Don't worry. We will put the link at the end of the session for
Okay,
the participant. Don't worry.
exactly. Thank you. I hope I will be privy to that so that I'll be able to follow up with it. Thank you. Yes, our next speaker, a very honorable and gentle woman, a professor. I admire her for who she is and the impact she's making in the world and in the education space. Her name is Professor Dr. Ambassador Maureen Mia. She's from South Africa, one of our leaders in South Africa. She's doing fantastically well in the world of education. She's a global educationist. She's an empowerment specialist and motivational and transformational mental wellness advocate. She has spoken at various webinars internationally, and she has impacted so many lives positively. And we are very grateful to welcome our Professor Maureen on board today to share with us out of the topic of sustainable education. You are welcome, Prof.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Brother Joel. It's lovely to be here. And wow, I have to say, before I give my immense gratitude, I have to say to Professor Nada and my dear mentor, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas, and of course, our dear Honorable Professor Charles, there's already been so many takeaways between the speakers of today that can impact all of us. And I have to say thank you so much to every one of you. So firstly, I thank God for being here, and I thank the Almighty for gracing me with good health again to be able to start the work that I'm doing again. And for everyone who's done the prayers, for all of us here, thank you so much for your prayer. I give thanks immensely for this. So thank you so much again to IIU. I greet everyone in the universal greeting of peace and blessings. Our dearest Honorable Sir Piyush Pandit, thank you so much for bringing us all together via this platform. Professor Charles has very eloquently told us already about the 4 pillars of sustainability. And our dearest Professor Nada, wow, if ever I have seen everything that was done, as said, theoretically being shown to us in the practical sense, it was what you've just shown us today. And as an educator, as many other educators will be watching this, and as everybody else will watch this, who is even a non-educator, I can say what Professor Nada has shown us is that anything is possible to be placed into practicality. There is nothing that has to be just theory-based, and that's all that we learn. It is very possible to be practical. So when we come onto these webinars and we learn what Professor Nada has just taught me and everyone else, is we can take it back and we can implement it and make it happen with ourselves, with our families, with our students, with our schools, with the education systems we belong to. So thank you, Professor Nada, for that. It was truly inspirational. Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas, I always am in awe when I hear you. And I always write down something, if not a whole note page, when I listen to you. But today my takeaway was exactly your first quotation, and that knowledge is power and learning is living. I think that sums up today's actual topic in itself, because that is exactly what it's about. It's about us trying to figure out what is this power in the knowledge we are gaining, and how do we live with what we are learning from the knowledge we are gaining. And I love that. So thank you so much for that quotation. That, with your permission, I will be using in future under your name. You know, like I said before, the 4 pillars were already discussed. So I'm not going to repeat too much of what was said already. And that's the social equity portion of the sustainable education. The economic development is what Professor Charles had already spoken about, including environmental protection and the cultural human sustainability. Those portions are very key. And he spoke of this very openly, and he spoke of it in depth as well. So I'm not going to repeat. But we must remember that this concept of sustainable education is based on just those 2 terms, sustainability and education. And when we have to think of what are we referring to when it comes to sustainability, we're talking about the quality of a life, whether it's you as a student, whether it's you as the teacher, whether it's you as the parent or the guardian of the school-going child or the learner. The quality of life is what we're talking about when we talk about the sustainability portion of this. And this is how do we improve this? How can we improve our sustainabilities through balancing our environments, balancing the societies that we live in, the socioeconomic statuses that we are facing? And when we're talking about the educational portion of it, we are referring to the activities, the actual knowledge gaining, the processes of how do we actually acquire the knowledge and how do we share this knowledge? How do we grasp different concepts or skills and actually become practical with them, as Professor Nada has shown us? So this is why this topic is so important, because it shows us we can actually learn powers of reasoning, powers of how to judge something, how to implement this, and how to intellectually prepare ourselves for our futures. And I'm not saying just academically. When I say intellectually, I'm not referring to just academics. I'm talking about how you actually bring it all together holistically for you to be totally educated and empowered to become the best that you can be today so that you can pave your way for tomorrow. And that is sustainable living. That is your sustainable you. And that is your sustainable education of you. So that broadens this concept of education to not just mean education of small things. This is education of what is crucial. What is crucial to me growing myself? What is it that needs to be done for me, whether in each of the roles that I play? If you are an educator right now, are you asking yourself, am I actually implementing any form of sustainable education methods in my curriculum, in my classroom? What are the strategies that I'm using? Should they be changed? And it's only you as the educator of your kids who will be able to answer that properly. Why? Because it is you. It is your classroom, and those are your students and your learners. And nobody should be knowing your students better than you. And then only can we bring in the parent to teach the parent or the guardian what their accountability sense of theirs and their role is in terms of that sustainable growth. That is very crucial. That is crucial because that triangular effect is important for us to understand. Understand what? Understand this importance of sustainable education for the living of a life, not just for the growth of an academic performance and report card. When we say teaching sustainability, very exciting and very challenging though, because how do we push it in? How do we actually push it into curriculum of all of the kids who are already so daunted with homework and assignments and assessments, etc.? How do we do that? Because we have to be careful of overloading our kids. We have to be careful of our kids and them feeling this doom and gloom of education. And we need to focus on the quality of life issues. When we're doing that is where we can tweak it. When we say student overload, they're currently overloaded with the academic portions of it. But if you look into how you can change your strategy can actually implement what Professor Charles spoke about earlier in terms of the field trips, getting guest speakers to maybe come in and let them see different faces, hear different voices. These are things that we can strategically do in our classrooms with our children that can make them see things in terms of education differently. And this will enhance them to want to become lifelong learners. They will want to learn more because they're seeing differences. They're not seeing this doom and gloom boredom sense of a classroom and education anymore. We're giving them more responsibilities because we must give them engagement issues, give them projects. If you look at Professor Nada's slideshow and presentation today, she showed us many of the implementation strategies they are using with her learners, and her learners are engaging with each other. So that peer engagement makes education exciting. And that's what we need to bring back into the education stream. That excitement for, I want to learn more. That excitement for someone is listening to me, so I want to give more. That is what is lacking in today's curricula, because there's so much of emphasis being put into the academic performance. And of course, the teachers themselves are faced with making sure syllabus is sorted, a curriculum is completed on time, report cards are done on time, assessments are done on time. So they don't really have the time. But if you change your strategy a little bit, you will make those children want to learn more, and you as an educator would love to teach more. And that will actually enhance the education sustainability of the child and the mindset of the child, as Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth spoke about earlier. So we need to strategically think of how we can do both of those together. Make sure that our kids feel that I want to learn more, create the change in the mindset that they wish to learn more, and keep learning. Even when you are not in the space anymore, they themselves already innately decided, I want to be a learner. I want to educate myself consistently. And then they will do what Dr. Nada has showed. They would actually inculcate practical senses of how do I actually do it. So it all comes together so beautifully. It all comes together when we actually focus on what is key, and that is a holistic sense of being. Our children are not just there for a small, short period in front of us in a classroom. What you are putting into their minds right now has a long-term effect. What you are showing them in how you behave as a teacher, as an educator, what they are picking up from their guardians and their parents, all of those little learning things for them, but they're planting seeds of them within their minds of which will carry them forward. So all of these small things might seem minute right now, but they have lifelong impressions and impacts on these children. And it is up to us to seriously sit and analyze our strategies. Analyze, what are we doing for sustainable education? Do we understand this concept? Do we even speak of the concept? Or are kids so tired by the end of the academic day that we don't wish to? So we as educators need to really sit back, think about it again before we actually take it to a classroom again. And please do what every educator has on this platform and will tell you to do. Listen to your learners. If we wish to actually change anything about how we teach, what we need to implement in schools, etc., let's ask our learners, what is going wrong with the system? What would you like us to change? Because they are the ones that need to be recipient of it. And who better to tell you what to change that will work for them than them who need to receive it from you? They're your leaders, remember. They're going to have to lead you. They're preparing themselves for the future, and you're going to be in that future. So pave their way with their guidance as well. Do not misjudge that they have quality of what they can give back to you if you're asking for feedback. So anyone who knows me knows that I'm very passionate about education, but I'm more passionate about holistic education, that total being of you, becoming the whole of you. And so education for me is not just classroom based. It's about you learning continuously. And that's what today's topic is about. How to strategically teach a learner and yourself as an educator and the parent and a guardian as well, how to keep growing together, because that togetherness is where the education can be sustained in your home, in the school, and then within the child itself. So we need to enhance this understanding of the roles each of us play and enhance the understanding of that child or learner to also realize the importance they have on educating themselves. So as much as we want to focus on teachers and educators changing strategies in the curriculum, it's important, yes. We want to also focus on the parents taking accountability and responsibility for the child and their program and what they have to do for their child, yes. But it's also just as important for the child and the learner to know within themselves how important it is and why is it important for them to educate themselves and continuously keep learning along their journey of life. So I will pause there again, and I'll say thank you so much to IIU, and thank you so much to the esteemed speakers for your time, and to everyone who's listening. And I pray that we will continue with such webinars in the future as we keep trying to impact, even if it's just one life, but that's the catalyst that will keep changing other lives. So thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Dr. Professor Ambassador Mita. It was really inspirational. As you say, you love more the holistic, but we know that you are a passionate educator, that you are giving so much to your students, to the education, not only in your country, on the global level. So we are blessed that you are good now. So we are happy that you return back to us and listening you. Also, we today in Africa, we see that there is a big problem of electricity.
Yes, as you can see now, it's getting dark again.
You are in the dark. Dr. Joel just come back also in the dark, but Dr. Joel, I will call. We have now an amazing lady. Yesterday, I think, it was her birthday. So
Today is our birthday.
today. Happy and blessed birthday, dear Sola Adeola Sogebra. Happy birthday. So, Dr. Joel, you can present our great Sola.
Happy birthday to Sister Shola Adiola. Happy birthday
Yes.
to you.
Ambassador Shola she's a close colleague and a friend to me. She's a professional. She has mentored so many people in the field of education, especially in technology, and also when it comes to leadership. She has impacted so many. She has also a group where she mentors people and shares educational information. Ambassador Shola she's someone who is passionate about education. She's a go-getter. And of course, like I said, she's an ed tech guru. If you need to get things sorted out with your graphics, if you need to prepare anything on technology, Shola is the best person to go to. So it's a pleasure to have her in our midst. And of course, on this wonderful occasion and wonderful day that she's celebrating her birthday, we are rejoicing with her. And I'm sure you are going to give us a special gift today by sharing some knowledge on sustainable education and how does it apply? How do we sustain our education on this your wonderful day? Welcome, Ambassador Shola.
Ambassador Shola, can you unmute yourself?
Can she hear us?
No, I think Dr. Joel that she don't hear us. Ambassador Shola.
If
Can you
Ambassador
please
is not around, can I step in, Dr. Joel? If she's not around?
Across Greece, a number of
Ambassador Shola Adiola.
in one region.
No, not you.
Okay, maybe she will come back to us. So we also have another wonderful personality, one of our speakers, global speaker, Professor Ravinda, who is also our IIU country director for South Africa. Professor has impacted many people. He has written so many journals, so many articles over there in South Africa. He has featured in various TVs and stations and shows. He has published international journals, and he's a wealth of experience. He has a lot of ideas. Whenever he comes up with any speech, he always shares from the bottom of his heart. So we are happy to have Professor Ravinda join us at this time. Professor, you are welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Joel and the colleagues. Good evening and good afternoon, wherever you are. In fact, I was driving from Mafeking to Pretoria. I just arrived Pretoria, and so I'm still in the car. I thought of let me just, So ladies and gentlemen, it's an important topic that we chose today for our webinar, and that is sustainability education. What we need to do to sustain ourselves, whether it be curricular related, whether it is educational programs related, what exactly do we need to do? So I'd like to share some of my thoughts pertaining to the topic, sustainability education. We've been talking a lot about sustainability for the past several years. Why do we need to talk about the sustainability actually? What matters to us now than before? I would like to unpack certain historical facts that if you look at the population of the globe today is about 8.1 billion, and we just reached 8 billion people around 15th of November last year. So from that, for the past 8 months, maybe we grew another 100 millions or so. And the population is growing, and it is going to grow maybe in the coming 20 years, 30 years down the line, we will be still having by 2050, we'll be having more than 9 billions and so on. So when we grow like this, and what is the carrying capacity of our mother planet, our mother earth? Do we ever think about the carrying capacity? We've been producing a lot of people without looking into the burden that we are giving to our planet earth. Now, for instance, if you look at the fertility rate among the women in general across the globe, it's about 2.2. That means that in a lifetime, any lady can give 2 children or a little more than 2 children, a birth. That is what it is. And if you look at Nigeria, for example, Nigeria, the average fertility rate is more than 5. So that means a Nigerian lady can able to give, she's more fertile and she could able to give 5 children in her lifetime. So that is why the population of Nigeria is also exponentially growing. And we got more than 200 million people living in Nigeria alone. And India, of course, is the largest populated country in the world with about 4.2 billion people. Sorry, 1.42 billion people. And now China, of course, is the second, and Nigeria could be 6th or 7th in the whole world. And Nigeria could be one of the leading populated country in the coming 100 years' time. It can be maybe 3rd or 4th largest in the whole world, actually. So that is what is happening. Now, let us understand what is the sustainability and why do we need to talk about. The reason being is that, ladies and gentlemen, the carrying capacity of Mother Planet is only 1.25 billion people. So 1.25 billion people, that means less than 1.5 billion people, actually. That's what, now the population of India today, that is the carrying capacity. That means if the India as the country, if they take as the all global population, that is the carrying capacity of our mother planet. The remaining population in this world is all an excessive population. So when did we reach 1.25 billion people? That is more than 100 years ago already. Around the first billion people we had was 1804. And the second billion was 1927. So that means around 1920, somewhere around there, 1920, 22, somewhere there, we already reached the level at which our mother planet can carry us. And then since then, for the last 100 years, whatever population we've been producing is absolutely excessive population. It is beyond the capacity of our mother planet. That is why the temperatures are growing up. And now we've been experiencing from 1900 to 2000, for the last 100 years down the line, the temperature grew at the rate of 1.2 degrees centigrade. And from 2000 to 2100, in the coming 100 years, probably 80 years or so, we're going to have the temperature levels probably 2.4, which is double the temperature levels of what we had in the first 100 years. So the population pressures are going up, but mother is mother, ladies and gentlemen, that even we have excessive children. A mother in any part of the world can have 10 children or 15 children or 20 children. That children cannot be burden for the mother. That is the beauty of mother, being mother. So, but still she will manage. Although she may suffer, she may have a lot of challenges to carry them and to provide the food and the basic facilities, but definitely it will also suffer. That is what the challenge is about. Now, therefore, we only realized the population pressures around 1976, that is about plus minus 47 years ago. That's where India is the first country to regulate the population with the population policies that is enacted. And China thereafter also adopted the population policies around 1978 or so. But China regulated very well the population because of the government system. And then China could able to control the population with one-child policy until 2016. There have been one child or no child. That is their policy. In India, of course, it's a liberal democracy. Therefore, we could not able to control the population. Even till today, there are people, they could able to have 10 children or 15 children in some of the rural areas of India. So these are the population pressures are growing one side. The resources depletion is taking place very rapidly. And then we are not only become self-centered and selfish people, but at the same time, we are not caring of our own mother planet. Whatever we can do, our own mother, she's the one who gave us birth. But we have a common mother here, that is our mother planet. But do we ever think about mother planet actually? If we don't think about our mother planet, what is going to happen to our mother? And now there are many countries, even Algeria and Italy, and also Canada, and many European and Asian countries, they have been suffering. India alone suffering with a lot of heat waves, particularly last month and during the course of this month too. There are many cities of India, they are experiencing about 47 degrees to 49, 50 degrees temperature. Are we going to survive with the 50 degrees or 55 degrees in the future? If we do not take care of our mother in a sustainable manner, that's what is going to happen to us. So the temperature level across the globe is going to rise. If the temperature level is going to rise, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be, we're not able to survive. Remember that in the coming 500 years, if we do not take care of our mother planet, and if we do not sustain ourselves, sustain the environment, sustain the education, and we cannot able to survive in this world. For your surprise, we must remember that in the coming 500 years, the global population will become 600 millions actually. 600 million is just double the population of America, and maybe 3 times more than the population of Nigeria. That's what is going to survive. And those people, they are going to have tough challenges each and every day. So that is why we need to have an education where we could able to focus. We could able to train our children. We could able to train our people, their mindset, their attitudes towards the environment, towards the education, towards how to protect our environmental kind of climate conditions. So this is what is important, ladies and gentlemen. If we do not realize now whether the IPCC or maybe United Nations or whichever countries, every country has got their own environmental policies. But if we do not implement those policies, every human being in this world is equally responsible. It's not the governments alone. It is not the NGOs or NPOs, but every citizen of this world is equally responsible to protect our environment. And let us plant trees. Now, the number of trees, if you look at in the whole globe, the 8 billion people that we have, and we have got 400 trees for every human being living in this planet. Look at the largely populated country like Nigeria or China or maybe India. In India, average only 28 trees are there for every human being. Average in the world is 400, but India, number of trees for every human being is only 28. Look at Delhi, the capital city of India. For every 2 people, probably for every 3 people, there are only 2 trees. That means that, ladies and gentlemen, we do not have 1 tree for 1 human being or living in Delhi capital city. So these are the challenges. That is why it is our duty, it is our responsibility that we need to at least plant a tree at the time of our birthday. Now, I think one of our colleagues is celebrating her birthday. We encourage all the people who are celebrating, including me or you and we all, let us plant at least 1 or 2 trees on the eve of our birthday, number 1. If everybody, every year, so we are going to plant 8 billion trees in 1 single year, actually, if we could do that. That is one thing. The second point is that we celebrated 22nd of April as the Earth Day, and we also celebrated 5th June as Environmental Day. Now, on the eve of these 2 special days, why we need to earmark those days? We need to, we should teach our people that it is the environment that you need to protect. It is the earth that you need to protect. So on those 2 days also, if every one of us could able to plant 1 tree each, that means we could able to plant about 24 billion trees per annum. So that is what we need to do. So we need to educate our children at the primary school, at the high school, at the college, at the university, everywhere. We need to make them accountable. We need to make them understand that if we progress like this without protecting our environment and our climate conditions, it will go up. And when it crossed 50, 52 degrees, human life is going to be really having a tough challenge. They cannot survive, ladies and gentlemen. Around 50, there are some areas like Libya, Azizia, where the highest temperature recorded about 56 degrees. That is the mean average temperature, highest temperature that is ever recorded. So if we could able to have that similar scenarios in Italy or in America or in India or in China and different parts of the world, we cannot able to survive. So ladies and gentlemen, with the interest of time, I'd like to mention that let us take the responsibility. If we think that government or United Nations or somebody else is protecting this environment, nobody able to protect. You as an individual think that you can protect yourself, you can protect the environment, you can protect the land where you are living. And therefore, let us try to work together hand in hand. Let us join hands. Let us plant trees. IIU, I think Piyush is also trying to plant trees in some of the areas. If we could able to, donate some money, there are people, they are there to plant some trees. So these are the initiatives. While I was visiting one Podar Institute of Management, Jaipur, India, during February this year, and that also, they also planned, they were saying that, sir, you send a picture of a plant that you planted there in your place, we are going to do the same thing on your name and we'll put the name on name of yours for the tree. So these are the things that we need to encourage, ladies and gentlemen, and let us protect our environment, let us save the planet, and let us save our education, and let us encourage our children to be more responsible children. So with these few words, I would like to thank the IIU and the IIU Africa chapter, and the Joel and Charles, Nada, and everybody. And I would like to thank everybody, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, our dear Professor Ravinda, for delving us into the statistics, giving us a background to what is causing or what could help us to have a sustainable education, sustainable development. And we need to take care of Mother Earth. We need to plant trees. Everybody, anybody that is wise in our planet today will know that education is part of living. Like Prof. Elizabeth said, she said, learning is living. So if we need to live, we need to plant more trees so that we have more oxygen, so that our people can thrive, so that the animals do not go extinct, and the flora, the fauna that we have, they can all continue to procreate, and so that we can live peaceably amongst ourselves. It is so exciting to hear from you again, Professor. Thank you so much out of your busy schedule, even though you are traveling. The call to action, the call of IIU made you to stop and then give us this wonderful nugget. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless.
So we have listened to honorable speakers, global experts on this wonderful conference today. Though not all the speakers showed up, definitely it could be as a result of one challenge or the other. Some actually took permissions to be absent. Some are on educational tour. And then for those of us who have been able to come around, we appreciate you. IIU appreciate you. Our dear Vice Chancellor, he appreciates you. Even though he has been kicked out by the network, I am sure that wherever he is, his mind is here. You can imagine.
Professor Charles is always with us, Dr. Joel. He's not here because no electricity. So Professor Charles is here with us.
Exactly. We are all here. He's here with us. And then Professor Nada is also here. She's always supportive, always showing up. Our Professor Elizabeth, despite her busy schedule, she always shows up. She's always there to support, to help us. We appreciate you all. Professor Marine, we appreciate you, ma'am. Last month, you couldn't join us, so it was a great joy for me to see you again this time. And I thank the Almighty for giving you good health, for giving you peace of mind, for joining. We should be able to appreciate the fact that we can see each other
every month like this. It is not just, should not be taken for granted. Professor Elizabeth, we always tell us we should watch out for each other. We should pray for each other. We should ask around. It is very, very important. So when we come around, it is not only to share the knowledge that we have, it's also to see our faces, our lovely faces.
Yes, our beautiful faces, Dr. Joel. See our queen. She's brilliant. She's like a brilliant diamond.
Exactly. Exactly.
Our doctor Mika is now in the dark, but we see her beautiful face. So that
light
is
in the darkness.
Yes.
Light in the dark.
There's a poetess right there.
Professor Ravi.
Yes.
Shola comes.
Ambassador
Yes.
Shola is here. Happy birthday once again.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Ambassador Shola, you're welcome.
Eva, you know, I just got a surprise party and I don't know, I've been trying to, the noise is just too much. I've been running around. And the other time I was called, I was actually hearing you, but there's no way I could answer the call. I'm so sorry about that. Yes.
You're welcome. Let's hear you now. Now that you are ginger. Let's hear you.
Okay,
go ahead.
So you can see that I am in the car, and just like Ambassador Dr. Joel said, we should not take these opportunities for granted. It is not just to come and talk, but to share knowledge and also gain insight and see our lovely face again. So since the theme is on sustainable education, I would have loved to present from my laptop, but the situation I find myself, I can't do that right now. So basically, as an educator, I just want to talk about how we can embed sustainable education into curriculum. And we've said so many things about sustainable education. The importance that I have here is to prepare students to become responsible global citizens and promoting a sustainable future. So at the end of the day, every time we teach as educators, we have a goal in mind. We are not just teaching for the children to be able to solve math or solve the science now. We are teaching to prepare them for the future so that they will be responsible, so that when we grow, the world will be a better place for those students or the children around. Then they would have grown bigger, you know. So another importance I have here is the fostering environmental awareness, promoting social responsibility, developing problem-solving skills, encouraging sustainable practices, building a sustainable workforce. So with all of this importance, we teachers it will, you know, being intentional where we are embedding it in the classroom. You know, when the purpose of something is not known, abuse is inevitable. So when we have the understanding of the importance of these, by the time we want to embed it into our curriculum, it will not be difficult. So the first subject, standalone subject, it should be across subject by integrating needs and the principle into various subjects like science, social studies, economics, you know. So this the students in the class subject, it is only when we are doing science that we are talking about global warming and all that, or it's only when we are doing social studies. But when it is, you know, across subjects, we know they understand the importance because we keep.
Hello, Ambassador. You're breaking. You're breaking. Okay, go ahead.
To use real world examples and case studies to illustrate sustainability challenges and solutions. So this is another way we can integrate it embed it into our curriculum across subjects, not just by teaching, but also using real world examples. Another strategy I have here is to develop interdisciplinary programs, to design projects that encourage collaboration and problem solving skills, and also address complex issues like climate change by blending knowledge from multiple disciplines, just like what I have said before. And also experiential learning and community engagement. So we can always engage our learners in the society, not just in the classroom, outdoor and nature-based education to encourage outdoor learning experiences to foster a deeper connection with nature. So, you know, there's a difference with introducing it or teaching it across subjects and just in the classroom. But when we take them outside, we make them understand and we connect with nature. They understand, like taking them to the beach, they see these things that, okay, this is the way we dispose our waste can be harmful. So they see these things firsthand, not just something that we teach in the classroom and it's just going to be abstract. It will make no difference. Then organize field trips, nature walks, and ecological studies to engage students with their environment. Also, under the experiential learning and community engagement, we have the service learning project, like collaborating with local communities on sustainability projects, e.g. waste management, renewable energy initiatives. These are things that they can do in the community. Empower students by involving them in real sustainability efforts. When they even go out, they collaborate with the community will want to, you know, listen to the student, especially those that don't even have knowledge of these things. So they see students come around, students telling them that this is your bottle, we can use it to do, you know, by recycling, we don't have to litter oceans, we don't have to litter our streets with these things. We can actually recycle and get this. They will listen and it will make more sense. And that way too, they will be able to, you know, develop problem solving skills and critical thinking skills. Then encouraging active learning and critical thinking, like I said. Now, project-based learning is another way we can, it's another strategy to embed sustainability education into our curriculum. Then debates and discussions, making them come together to debate, they collaborate, they do brainstorming, you know, different projects. That way we get more solutions to some of these problems that we have. And by the time these children, they grow up, it will not be a difficult task for them to, you know, to continue with the practice. So in conclusion, I would want to say that sustainable education is essential for shaping a better future. So if we want a better future as an educator and educators listening, it is better we start introducing our learners to it, not just teaching it as a subject, but across subjects and coming up with different activities where they can be seriously involved. Then by integrating sustainable education into curriculum like we have been discussing, and educational practices, we empower the next generation to become active agents of positive change in the world. Thank you for listening to my short presentation this evening. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Ambassador Shola. We appreciate you. We appreciate you despite your schedule of birthday. You still found time to come around. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. IIU appreciate you. We appreciate everybody. We thank God for today. We have been able to do justice to the topic at hand that talks about sustainable education, to be able to find out practices to implement in our curriculum and in our method of teaching. And we've also heard words of wisdom from our Vice Chancellor, who introduced the topic to us by sharing several practices that as educators, as schools, as leaders that we can implement to be able to sustain education. Because when we talk about sustainability of education, we that are already in this part of the world, we are already making ends meet, but it is for the future, how our next generation will be able to survive. So we need to do all our best. Like Professor Nada rightly said, she said that we should bring up all of these practices and make sure they abound. When the children know more and they do more, the better they become. Our trustee also told us that we should be at peace with Mother Earth. Professor Elizabeth told us that knowledge is powerful and learning is living. So we must keep learning, improving ourselves. Professor Merlin also shared our own nuggets to it. Professor Ravinda also gave us statistics and knowledge. So we have actually dealt with the topic in a measure, and we are happy. We trust that those who have listened to us so far have learned one thing or the other. Please make sure that you keep your notes with you and go over them from time to time so that you can learn one or two things and improve yourself. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for attending. Professor Nada, over to you. Do you have any parting words?
Okay, yes, I want to say that this was really an amazing conference, a great conference with the great esteemed guests. I can say we are here all family. Really sorry that we have today so many issues. Our speakers, no network, no electricity, but we come to the end. We make a great conference with our great, with you and Dr. Queen. With our Professor Dr. Miha, our Sola, Professor Ravinder, me. So we really were great. I want to thanks to our great founder, Sir Piyush Pandit, for giving us this opportunity. Also, Professor Charles, we lost you because of the network. Thank you. Thank you for making every month this wonderful conference, this wonderful IIU Africa conference. So let us continue doing a great work. Our trustee share a beautiful message. Our trustee is an inspiration, always for us, a big inspiration. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Roshni. Thank you for your beautiful speech and message today. I want to thanks to our great audience. Thank you for being with us, for supporting us in all our sessions. So let us keep learning, growing together. Dr. Queen, one inspirational quote for the end, please. Dr. Queen.
Yes. What do you want me to say?
One inspirational quote.
Okay.
Your parting word.
Mindset is everything.
Yeah.
Without renewing your mindset, there will be no change in education. So I will encourage you to renew and grow your mindset by learning and keep learning. For learning is living, and yes, you can. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Queen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dr.
All
Joel.
right.
Thank you so
Yes,
much,
I think,
Professor Nada. Thank
by
you so
this-
much, Dr. Joel. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ambassador
you, everyone.
Shola. Thank you so much, Professor Charles. Thank you so much, Professor Ravinda Rena from
Ravinda Rana.
Thank you so much, Professor Mary Mia.
Ravinda, yes.
Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you, Sir Piyush Pandit. Thank you.
Yeah. Great IIU. Great IIU.
May God bless you all.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So
I
see
think on
you.
this note,
See you
we have-
very soon. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.